Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Trading with Ashley show. What a crazy day in the markets did we see today? I mean, how many of you were actually trading today when it was determined that Jerome Powell might be fired and the market took a nosedive? And we were in the middle of trading, everything was going well, and then whoosh, the bottom fell out. And I was definitely there with my community, checking on them, making sure that they were all okay. And of course, as it typically does, the market recovered and all the plays were just fine. But I want you to realize that when you're trading, a lot of times for you to be successful, you have to be bold and you have to run into the burning building when everyone else is running out. And I think you've heard that before, but until you actually experience it and you actually do it, you're not certain, is that going to work? Well, today's video is all about running in the burning building. Now, I was able to time the bottom of the market this year, at least so far, and go ahead and make some significant purchases on the date that the market hit its low. And I'm not talking about being in the same month or the same week. I got it down to the specific day, and I wanted to share with you what two indicators I used to help make that decision on, do I go ahead and put a lot of significant money into the market? So I'm going to take you through all of that. I actually, at the time, I think it was like $177,000, and now it is well over 100% in profit. But I wasn't afraid, and I think that's the key thing, and that comes with confidence and that comes with time. The other thing was I had cashed up prior to this big market dip. Now, that's something in our community that we talk about a lot. We watch one of these particular indicators and we utilize it to try to help us cash up. We've been cashing up really on the last couple of weeks. But if you actually have the luxury of having cash to the side, you normally make more rational decisions. For one, you can pay your light bill, you can buy groceries because you've got cash to the side. But two, you actually have the money available to get into some of these trades when the market is bottoming out. And you don't even have to time the bottom to do really good. You're going to see in some stats that I have pulled for you, if you just get in the general area of the bottom and you have patience and a little bit of time on your side, you can do extremely well. So let me go ahead and take you into the computer, and I'm going to show you, one, the play that I did and how much it has been in profit, and two, I'm going to show you the market conditions that day, and we're going to look at these two indicators and what they told me that said it is time to actually jump in the water's fine, even though it didn't feel that way at the time. Here's the specific play. This is the December 17th, 2027 $400 call. And as you can see here, there were several of them that were purchased on April the 7th. This is when the market had really bottomed out that day. Now let's look at my cost basis so we can get a better idea. Here it shows what I paid for each of those contracts. But if you look up here, you can get the blended rate, and it's right there at $88.51. So at the time of purchase, I went ahead and took $177,000 and purchased these LEAPS call options. Now these will continue to mature over time. But since the date of purchase, they have appreciated right here 130%. So now my profit is $230,000, actually almost $231,000. And these are just such young leaps. They have so much room to run because their expiration date is 884 days away. Now, a lot of people will ask, well, because you have such a great run, are you considering going ahead and selling these and then purchasing it back? And the answer is no. I don't want to get into the fool's game of trying to jump in and out of these contracts. I feel confident that I did catch the bottom. And then if we have more market pullbacks, I will just add to this position versus selling this position. Now, I could sell calls against it, doing the poor man's covered call. I have reached my LEAPS Freedom Day. That's what I call it, when it will be at a break-even point if my LEAPS is exercised to honor the sold call. But I am really enjoying just letting this appreciate at this point. We are in a bull market. We're setting new highs. And so I don't really want to tempt fate. I really prefer to do the poor man's covered calls when the market is trading sideways or even down. So I don't have to chase it and keep buying it back and erode this profit that I'm seeing. Now, let me take you to the indicators that gave me significant clues that it was time to go ahead and invest 177,000 in the market. The first indicator I used was the volatility index. Now, this will show you how nervous the market is. And as the market gets more nervous and more put options are purchased to protect portfolios, this skyrockets. So I'm looking at the year to date, and clearly you see the spike right here. And let's look at the dates. This was right here around 4748, the date that it spiked so high. At one point, we were at 60 on the volatility index, and you can see that is very unusual. So when we spiked that high, I knew that the market was at max fear, and that gave me my first clue that I should go ahead and start making some investments because I knew that it could not sustain itself staying this nervous for a very long period of time. So this was clue number one, that we had reached the bottom. It had spiked significantly over that couple of day period, and it was just time to be bold. If you look at the specifics for that day, it had a low of 38 at one point, and then it spiked all the way up to 60. So it almost doubled in one day. So anytime you see a situation like that, you usually can't go wrong. It's not financial advice, but I have found in trading that when you see the VIX take that big of a jump up like that, that it usually is not sustainable. The other clue that told me that this was a great time to go ahead and load up was the fear and greed index that day. Now, right now, we're in greed. Once we get right here to 80 in extreme greed, that's when I start cashing up. I'm actually starting the process now, but then I really am more aggressive with cash ups once we're solidly into extreme greed. But that day, I mean, we had been oscillating between fear and extreme fear. That day, we went all the way down to 4 on extreme fear. And again, I knew that that would not last long. I really like to follow the adage of that you are supposed to be greedy when everyone else is fearful, and you are supposed to be fearful when everyone else is greedy. Warren Buffett taught us that, and I try to live by those rules trading, and it has served me really well. So you could look at this daily. There's an app that I have on my phone that gives me this information, and you could go ahead and set alerts for the VIX if you are busy and you want to make sure that you catch those big spikes like that. Those two things should always help you really get a really good entry on stocks. Now, I put together this little table for you to just illustrate this and give you confidence that these are great times to go in and purchase stocks. So let's look at the metric on the VIX. When it's high, like it was on that day, it hits 60. Typically, when it spikes and it is over 50, that often marks the fear peaks. Look back to 2020 and having it hit 90 a year from that point, the market had risen 100%. It showed us the same looking back to 2008. The VIX had spiked as high as 80, and then we did see recovery soon after. Now, if we're looking at the fear and greed index, anytime it's below 10, you're at extreme fear. This occurred 13 days in 2020 at the crash bottom. It had strong rallies after, and backtests do show that if you purchase stocks, especially a blended ETF like the NASDAQ or the SPY, anytime fear and greed is below 25, it will yield positive returns in the coming months. Now, I know it's easier to say all this than it is to actually do all this. And so one thing, it sounds silly, but what you probably should consider doing is getting yourself just a little note card or just writing it on a notebook. Take a big old fat red marker and write down, I will boldly go into the market when everyone else is scared. And if you do that, you will over time flex that muscle and you will realize that the water is fine and the world will not end. And how will you know that you're an experienced trader? How will you know that you're at the point that you can definitely say, I am a professional trader? And here's when you'll know. When you are taking these trades or you are seeing that the market is dipping and your heart's not racing, once you know what you're doing and you have had enough success on going in when everybody else is running out and it's a quality stock. Now, I showed you an example on the NASDAQ, and the NASDAQ has continued to rise over time. So that's one thing. You can't go do this on a speculative play, but on a blended ETF that everyone has a lot of confidence in. And quite frankly, we're at the beginning of the AI boom. And so there is a lot ahead for these blended ETFs. But it's got to be calculated risk. It's got to be measured risk. The other thing is, we're not always going to win. I mean, I want you to realize that. You have losing trades. I have losing trades. We all have losing trades. But as long as you win more than you lose, you're ahead. And your main goal when you are trading should be to outperform the market. Otherwise, you would just put the money in the SPY, and that's okay too. But if you're going to be actively trading and putting this much energy into it, you want to do better than the market. That gives you your wings, your gold star that says you're doing just fine. All right, let's go do some exciting trades the rest of the week. We probably have some more volatility in there. Remember, if you're with me, trading with Ashley, there is no trader left behind. Now, if you want to watch a video I did on the Qs and looking at them for the wheel strategy, daily income on the wheel strategy. Now, this is for larger accounts because you're dealing with the NASDAQ, which is a very expensive stock. But if you're interested in that, I'm going to leave that video for you right here.